Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Man, I look bad. You should never tell yourself that you look bad, but I feel like I look bad tonight. I just put on my pajamas. We just got back to the room from going out to dinner and put a load of wash in the washing machine. And then I'm making a pot of coffee, and then Alex is watching an episode of Shameless in here, and I have these lights on, and he turned them off. Oh, he's turning all the lights off in the kitchen now. He was like turning the lights off, and he's like, why do you have to have those lights on over there? And I said, well, I was gonna vlog outside, so I was gonna call China Jean first, and then I was gonna vlog. And he goes, oh, okay. And I said, well, if you want to watch your show in the dark, you don't have to, like, you know, I don't have to vlog tonight. And he's like, no. He's like, I know you love to vlog. He's like, go vlog. He's like, I'll watch my show and stuff like that. So he's watching Shameless right now. He's real into it. I'm actually thinking about maybe starting a couple older shows. I don't know. So my husband, he's like really into Shameless. I think he's on like he's in the middle of like season 2 right now. So I'm actually thinking about maybe starting this because it looks like something I would like. I'm also thinking about starting that one show. It ended like a year ago. Caroline used to watch it. It's called like This Is Us or This Is Life or something like that. But Caroline loved that show. Tanya loved that show. So I'm thinking about starting that. But the one that I'm thinking, well, obviously Sister Wives. The big commitment though that I'm thinking about doing is I think that I'm really thinking about starting Grey's Anatomy. Because like I feel like everybody that I know watches Grey's Anatomy. They just call it Grey's. If you guys watch Grey's Anatomy, you know, you just call it Grey's. It's like my friends that are on Match.com, you know, all my lady friends, they don't call it Match.com, they just call it Match. It's like when you watch Grey's Anatomy, you don't call it Grey's Anatomy, you call it Grey's. So I'm thinking about maybe, where did I see that you can watch it? I think like on Hulu or something like that. How many episodes or how many seasons of Grey's Anatomy are there? I guess I could actually just Google it. Because I know it's on right now. How many seasons of Grey's Anatomy? I know somebody out there already knows the answer to this. 20? I have to catch up on 20 seasons. As of March 28th, 2024, 423 episodes. Oh my god. If I watch an episode a day for an entire year, I still wouldn't catch up on Grey's Anatomy. Is it worth it? I asked my husband that, and he just looked at me like it was the stupidest question in the world. He goes, of course it's worth it. I love that show. As you can see, I got even more sun today, which I didn't think that I was going to because thunderstorms were forecasted all day. If it rained before I got up today, which we got up later than we thought we were going to. We both woke up at about the same time, which I was kind of surprised because Alex went to bed really early last night. And then, so last night I vlogged, and then after I was getting my vlog up, today, I thought it was gonna rain like most of the day, and so I thought, well, if it rains most of the day, I'd ask Alex, I was like, do you wanna go shopping? Or he's like, no, I just wanna like hang out in the room and relax, and he was gonna do some work and stuff too, and I thought, well, if it rains most of the day, then I'll just film some videos. From here, I'll film like a drama video, and like, I was gonna do this Peter Does Stuff video where I brought like, because I did that, if you watch my Peter Does Stuff channel, I did a video where I was like, what's in my bag, what's in my kitchen cabinet drawers or cabinet. It was real boring. But some people seem to like it. I love those kind of videos, but that's because I'm just like, I like to see what people have in their bags and their cabinets, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, so you know like your travel bag, I was brought up, I actually Google searched it and looked to see it. It was like a term that like soldiers, like in World War II or World War I, they like coined the phrase. It's called the DOP kit. I don't know if that's a word that maybe people say today or not. I don't know. But anyway, so like when I was growing up, the men's toiletry bag, which Alex always calls it a cosmetics bag, which there's no cosmetics in there, so I don't know why we would call it that. But a lot of people that I know call it like a toiletry bag. Caroline calls it a toiletry bag. But I grew up calling that a DOP kit. By the way, this pot of coffee that I made, I can see that the light is like going off, which means it's done, and I'm gonna go in here in a second. I'm gonna get a cup of coffee because it smelled so good in our hotel room when I was making this pot of coffee. I was so excited about it. By the way, I did a hotel room tour tonight that will be posted on my Peter Does Stuff channel sometime coming soon. I have to upload it and all that kind of stuff. And so last night I was like, well, if it is nice tomorrow and I want to go to the beach, I'll be like in my head like, oh, well, if I pre-filmed videos, because I was thinking like, well, we're just probably going to be sitting in the room all day anyway, so I'll just film some videos. I was going to do like a Peterisms video, a Peter Does Stuff video of like, what's in my toiletry bag, the most boring video in the entire world, but I thought somebody might. Those are the kind of videos, like I said, like I love. And then I was going to do I haven't caught up yet on The Bachelor or Vanderpump Rules or The Valley. I actually heard The Valley this week was really, really good. But there was some drama that's going on with with the housewives and stuff like that. So I was gonna make like a housewives video. I mean, each of them were gonna be like 8 or 10 minutes long, and the drama video would be longer, obviously. So last night I was like, well, if it's nice tomorrow and we go to the beach, I'm not gonna wanna film anything, right? And so I was like, okay, well, I'll just film this video now. So, and I was still like awake and whatever. And so I filmed a drama video last night, posted it today. It must be real boring because nobody's watching it, but I posted something, so it is what it is. I had a fun time making it last night. It was about Jaclyn Hill moving to California and her husband being on that cooking show and stuff like that. Not Top Chef, Next Level Chef, I think, with Gordon Ramsay or something like that. But anyway, it was about a lot of other things too. I told like some stories about drag shows and fans, and what else did I talk about in there? I told all kinds of stories. Go ask Alice. I get more comments on stuff like that than I do about the actual drama. So anyway, but I made that video last night, had it all ready to go and stuff like that. And then I started watching that new show that I mentioned in my vlog last night, because I was like, I didn't know if I was going to watch, like, there's a couple, there's like 1 or 2 true crime shows that I have on Amazon that I added to my list when I joined that Stars the other night, that are like 2 episodes. So I was thinking about watching one of those, so like then I could finish it, before I go home. I could just watch them last night or whatever. But then I like went and I looked at the trailer for that show on Netflix. I want to make sure that I'm calling this show the right thing. So I feel like I heard like a phone ringing or something. Do you hear that? I don't know where that's coming from. But when I looked last night, it was #1 on Netflix. The show is called, where is that sound coming from? 3 Body Problem. It's no longer the #1 show in the United States. It's now the #2 show online. But Caroline and I were both looking at our list the other day, like our top 10 shows in the US, and our lists were completely different, which I thought was so funny. So the #1 show right now is Testament, the Story of Moses. I have to tell you something so funny. What is Homicide New York is on my list. Where is that noise coming from? It's like a telephone or something. You hear that? Anyway, when I was growing up, let's see what else is on here. Buying Beverly Hills, The Gentleman, some comedian, Dave, I don't know who that person is. 100 Physical, The Resident, The Program. A lot of people told me to watch The Program. What are the top 10 movies? Oh, The Conners is on here. I think I've only ever seen 1 or 2 episodes of The Conners, which is the reboot of Roseanne. The new movie, top 10 movies, The Accountant. Is that what that Anna Kendrick? I don't love her. She's not one of my favorite actresses. Mending the Line. I looked at that last night. On the Line. I think this is with Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson, yeah. Edgy radio host Elvis is no longer stranger to disgruntled listeners, but one caller goes too far when he draws the host. I added host and his family into a deadly web. I added that to my list. Mario Brothers, Irish Wish with Lindsay Lohan. Damsel. Oh, that's with, what's her face? How Stella Got Her Groove Back with Angela Bassett. Because when I was watching that Sherry Shepherd show, Getting My Pedicure, they were talking about that. The Miracle Club. I saw an ad for this. This looks good. In 1967, 3 generations of spirited friends from Dublin chase miracles on a pilgrimage to Lourdes and navigate unexpected revelations along the way. Oh, that looks kind of good. I like those kind of movies. What I was going to say was, when I was a kid around Easter time, when they would show like those movies, like what was the biblical movies back in the day? What was the real famous one? You guess what I'm talking about, where they had Moses and the party in the Red Sea? What's that movie? Why can't I think of what that movie's called? I can like see the cover of it. Is it the Ten Commandments, I think. But I used to watch all that stuff. I was like obsessed with those movies when I was like a little kid. Like I loved watching those like biblical time movies and all that kind of stuff. I loved that. So anyway, last night I started watching that, whatever that show was, and I just said I was going to look up, and then I looked it up and I said what it was, 3 physical bodies or 3 body doubles, or what is the show called? Here, I'm halfway through episode 2, 3 body problem. So I started watching it last night. It's actually really, really good. I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of Sense8 a little bit. Do you guys remember that show? The red light on the coffee maker is like flashing. I'm like, should I go get a cup of coffee now? I'm like, should I? Should I not? Should I? Should I not? I'm gonna get a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I didn't move the table when I walked inside so I could get inside a late night cup of coffee. That'll be my thumbnail. That'll be my thumbnail in the title of this video, a late night cup of coffee. I feel like my beard looks like so bushy today. Maybe it's just because it's like really white against my tan skin, but I trimmed it last night. So anyway, I started watching that show last night, but I was like going inside, and like the vlog was taking forever to get up, and the other video was taking, so I was trying to like get those up. I kept on going inside and doing that, and so anyway, I only got through an episode and a half. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of Sense8, just in there's like this group of people, but there's nothing else other than that reminds me. I don't know. It's kind of like, it looks futuristic, but it starts in 1966 in China about a revolution. And the revolution is basically about this physicist, and is there a God, is there not a God, and then, it's like, this is like in the first 5 minutes, so this won't ruin it for you, but they kill this guy. And so then it has a lot to do with like his daughter, and it goes back and forth between now in like London, England, and back then. Basically it's about, so it's this group of students. I think they were all like friends, like San Almost Fire back in the day. Like they were all, I swear to God, I looked on that TV on Shameless, I thought it was Eileen Wuornos. I was like, what is an ad for Eileen Wuornos doing on Shameless? But anyway, so, by the way, the Life and Death of a Serial Killer about Eileen Wuornos is on Amazon Prime for free if you want to watch it. Let's see how good this coffee is, shall we? Let's taste it. Ooh, that's pretty good. I think our friends are going to come over tomorrow. We might go to the beach, or we might go over to their like pool or whatever tomorrow. So I'll tell you about our friends that are here in town in just a second. So we're gonna get up late. That's gonna be like a later thing tomorrow. So I have a cup of coffee or two, and then watch some shows, and go to bed and get a good night's sleep, and then get up later and go over there tomorrow and end our trip to Florida. It'll be real fun. So anyway, so the show is about like this group of friends, and I think they were all like physics students together in college or something. You can't really figure it out, but like there's all these people that are dying, and they don't really know why they're dying, but they're all like connected to like these different scientific projects. Really what it is like all these different world governments are sending out into outer space, like trying to communicate with whoever's out there, but they don't know if it's like aliens, UFOs, otherworldly people, God. You don't know who it is, but I'm on the second episode, so I don't really know a whole lot. But I have to say, it's really good. So I'm gonna keep on watching that. But today on the beach, I have like 28 minutes left of The Firm, and so I'm gonna, as soon as I get done vlogging, I'm gonna finish the last 28 minutes of the book, and I listened to like 2 hours of it, an hour and a half. I think I had an hour and a half of it left. I listened to like an hour and a half. No, I think I had like close to, I don't remember how much time I had, but I listened to like an hour and a half of it today on the beach. It's actually really good. I know every day I say something different about it. Yesterday I was like, oh, it's kind of boring, I'm not really into it, but today it got like really good towards the end. And so I have to be honest with you, like I'm now not sure if I've ever seen the movie, or if it was just like on somewhere and I was like at somebody's house, or I put it on cable one day. I don't feel like I've ever like sat down and watched the movie all the way through. And if I have, I was like in my 20s. And so I think tonight, I looked it up where you can watch it and stuff like that. I think it's on Paramount or Netflix or something like that. So I think after I finish the book tonight, I'm gonna actually watch the movie The Firm. It's like 2 hours and 25 minutes, but I don't remember it. And so I'm going to watch it because then I'm going to start The Exchange, the next John Grisham book, which is book 2 for Peter's book club. And in between getting back into Indianapolis and getting settled and all that kind of stuff, I got to finish the last 2 books of March, which is the book for True Crime Book Club, which is about Idaho. But it's 6 hours, and if I listen to it at 2 times speed, that's like 3 hours, so I should be able to finish that, like, you know, in one day. And then The Exchange is short too, so I shouldn't be, I think it's like 9 hours, so I should be able to finish that in a day or 2. So it's realistic. It's interesting because so many people by the pool and on the beach are reading that Amy Tintera book, which is the book that I picked for April for Peter's book club. So I thought that was really, I see like a ton of people, because it's like a red cover and it says Amy Tintera on it. And I've seen a bunch of people down here reading it. So I'm real excited about that. So I might just go right into that after I finish these books and read that. But I want to watch The Firm tonight. And then by then it'll probably be too late and I'll need to go to bed. So anyway, so today we got up and Alex did some work and I talked to Tanya Jean on the phone. And I just kind of like, he was working out here on the table and we were having coffee and stuff like that. And so he was doing some work and it was really cloudy. And I mean like dark clouds. And I thought it was going to rain. And Alex goes, it's not going to rain. Like you can tell like over the ocean, it's always like clear. I'm like, we're literally like, I mean, I can see the ocean right here. Like it's right there, you know? And I'm like, it's gonna pour down rain. Well, I went to the bathroom and I was like, putting my clothes away and like getting stuff ready and whatever. And I was like, well, I'll just put on my, I mean, I've got, when in Florida, right? Sit in the rain, listen to your audiobook, or I was gonna go downstairs to the coffee shop and I was gonna get a cup of coffee and stuff like that. And so I was like, I put on my suit and got ready, you know, to go to the beach and stuff like that. Well, when I came out here to tell Alex I was going downstairs, he was like, well, I'm gonna come downstairs in like 5 minutes. He's like, look, it cleared up. It had completely cleared up. I don't know how in like 5 or 10 minutes of me like being in there and like putting my stuff away, it cleared up. But like a break and the clouds came. So we went to the beach. We got down there about 1:45, I think. And we stayed down there till about 4:30. And the ocean was calm. It was colder, but it was like, I mean, I got in it several times and so did Alex. The water was nice. It was very, very calm. It was super sunny today. And so we stayed down there until 4:30 and then we went to the rooftop pool and we sat out there till 5:30. He got a beer and I got a Diet Coke and we just kind of sat out there. And I was thinking about this today. One thing that is weird about coming to like Miami versus, maybe it's like going to a resort versus just staying in a hotel like in a city or something like that. But you know, like we don't, I think also because like at a resort you see the same people every day, which is interesting because here there's this couple that every time, they're like Alex's age, I think they're like newlyweds or something, but like every time we're at the rooftop pool, they're always like right across from us. And they like smiled and like waved at us today a little bit, you know, because like they recognize that there's like nobody ever up there. I think on the weekends it's a little bit busier, but you know, we're down here during the week, so. But I was thinking, you know, like when we're on trips, like on vacation, usually we like meet or talk to some people, like meet another couple or whatever, you know, to get to be friends with. And like in Miami, that like never really happens. I think like, I feel like in Vegas even, like at the Cosmopolitan when we lay out by the pool, we would like meet and talk to people. I don't know, Miami it's completely different. So people kind of like keep themselves, you know, around here. The people that like all the servers and stuff like that are super, super friendly. I would not say that the other people that are traveling down here are really friendly. And one of the things that's interesting is that in the last hotel that we stayed at, the Kempton Epic, and also here, I mean, all over Miami, people have little dogs, but in the hotels, a lot of people are staying in the hotels. I mean, I've always noticed this about Miami, but this time it seems like 10 times more. They all have dogs. They all have these little fuzzy dogs, right? Well, anytime you try to say hi to the dogs or whatever, and like they're real sweet, like the dogs will come up and sniff you and whatever, like the people are never friendly. Like if you say to them like, oh, you have such a cute dog or whatever, they just kind of like look at you like you're crazy. Maybe it's because people say stuff to them all the time about it, I don't know. But I wouldn't say that I think that Miami is one of the friendliest cities ever, you know, and like people just don't, they're very like kind of like to themselves and whatever. The music festival, I mean, we met a few people, but not a lot. I don't know, it's just, it's different than like going to a resort and staying for a week where you see people like, you know, people are sitting right next to you at dinner and you're like, oh, is this your first time here? No, we've gone to this property and that property, you know. Very much kind of like White Lotus, but like here it's completely different, you know, because people are coming to Miami. They're not coming to like a hotel or a resort, I think is kind of the difference. But anyway, but the servers are, we were like, they always are asking us like what we're down here for. And whenever we say we came down here for Ultra and then we stayed a couple extra days, they're always like, oh my God, Ultra Music Festival, what was it like? How was so-and-so? They're always like real interested in that. So, so that's fun. So yeah, so after the beach today, we went to the rooftop pool and we stayed out there for like an hour. And I didn't listen to my book then, I listened to music. And somebody in the comments of the vlog last night said that they were listening to, they found the song and were listening to Starlight by Martin Garrix, and they totally understood why that was like the song that got me emotional. That comment really meant a lot to me. I don't know why, but like I read that comment today and I was like, that is so sweet that somebody like sought out that song, looked it up, and was like listening to it. Like that song means so much to me. So I don't know who you are that left that comment, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So yeah, and thank you guys for watching the vacation vlog. It's been a blast, and I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. What was I gonna say? So yeah, so we came back, and then we had plans to meet up with friends. So our friend, this is gonna be a difficult story to follow. So okay, our friend that, the couple that they had a baby, like, she just had another baby. Remember Alex was gonna go visit her? Okay, that's their second son that they just had. They're the couple that we went on the couples trip to Fort Lauderdale like 4 or 5 years ago. And the other couple, the husband couldn't come, and so the wife just came. That's also like one of Alex's really, really good friends. So that, the other girl that just had a baby, this is her sister that's down here. So her sister actually, so Alex became friends with her, the one that just had the baby, in college. Her sister, he became really good friends with in high school. It was like the first girl that he ever met in high school, and she was friends with Sarah, and that's how Alex met Sarah in high school. Alex is like best friend Sarah. That's how he met her, through this girl. And so this girl was like his best friend in high school, longest friend ever. They both went to IU together in Bloomington and lived in Bloomington together, and were friends all, they've been friends since they were, you know, in high school, 16 years old. So I mean, they've been friends as long as 16 to 26, 26. I mean, they've been friends as long as Tanya Jean and I have, you know? And so she and her husband and their 2 daughters are going on a cruise. And so they flew in to Miami. We thought they flew in last night, or today, but they flew in last night. And so we were like, we should meet for dinner and whatever. And so, and they're the ones that like, they're either gonna come over here, but we think we might go to their hotel because they don't go on their cruise until sometime this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, I think. And so, they supposedly, like, their hotel is like a really nice pool, so we're thinking about like maybe going over there and just hanging out for an hour. So anyway, so they came over here to our hotel, and then Alex went down and met them and like showed them the beach, and like they had a drink down in the bar and stuff like that. And then while I was getting ready up here, and that's actually when I filmed the hotel room tour video that I'm gonna post here tomorrow or the next day or something. But anyway, so I was like, what is that orange light on the wall? And it's my other battery from my camera. I always keep 2, and I'm constantly charging one of them. So anyway, so they came over here, and like we've known them forever. We've known her and her husband forever. I was telling them tonight, I was like, their wedding was the first wedding that Alex and I ever went to, which was like the year that we got together. And I still remember this, and I've said this in videos before. His dad gave a speech at their wedding, and he said something about marriage counseling is cheaper than divorce. So if things get bad, always invest in a good counselor or something like that. I like remember that to this day. I like tell people that I heard that at this wedding. I still remember that. I remember that wedding. So like, I don't know why that wedding was like, their wedding was like, I mean, It was a beautiful wedding, but it was like, I mean, it wasn't like, you know, I don't know, there wasn't a giraffe or anything there. I mean, there was no reason why, like, I mean, we've been to, you know, 100 weddings, but like that, for some reason, maybe it was because it was our first wedding together, I don't know. I was like, Alex was like, now who was there? I was like, we sat next to so-and-so, and she had a Polaroid camera, a black and white Polaroid camera, she was taking pictures of us, and remember we saw the, he was like, how do you remember this stuff? I'm like, it was the first wedding that we went to. He's like, well, I remember being at the wedding with you, but how do you remember, like, who we were sitting next to in the reception and stuff like that, and how his dad gave a speech and whatever. So anyway, their girls are so sweet. We've known them ever since they were born, and their oldest daughter is 14, and their youngest daughter is 9, because we were talking about the age difference between our nephews, which they know are nephews too. But anyway, and so, and they were just so sweet at dinner, and so talkative, and stuff like that, and so we had dinner. It was so funny, because we've had, like, Italian, like, the last 3 nights. And we were walking, so we walked here back to Lincoln Road again. Just fun, it was fun for the kids. There's always, you know, restaurants and stuff going on and stuff. And we walked by that ice cream place that I wanted to go to, and so I was showing it to the girls, and I was like, I really want to go to this ice cream place, but there was a huge line outside, and they were both like, oh my god, we want to go there and whatever. And like Alex's friend, their mom, was like, I want to go there, I want to get ice cream too. And I was like, well, the line's too long now, and I'm not getting ice cream before dinner. And they were like, well, after dinner we'll come back. And I said, last night when we walked by, I said to Alex, like, I really want ice cream. He goes, how bad do you want it? Because the line was like so long all the way out the door, right? So we walked down, and we've had Italian for like the last 3 nights. And I said to her, I said, what do you want for dinner? And she goes, I want Italian. Alex's friend. So she was like, oh, we don't have to have Italian if you guys have. I was like, no, we're totally fine with Italian. So we went back to the restaurant that we went to 2 nights ago, and it was fantastic and delicious. I had this penne pasta with this just like plain like spicy sauce, red sauce on it, and then got a salad to start, and it was just, everybody's food was really good, and we sat there for like 2 hours. We had so much fun and just talked and caught up and all this kind of stuff. And then we were walking back, like, the girls were really excited about the ice cream, and I was like, I know we're gonna come up in this place and it's gonna be packed. Well, we got there and it wasn't packed at all. And so they have these bars that kind of look like the Haagen-Dazs bars a little bit, and they have like 5 flavors. The flavors they have, the 2 that I was looking at, were cotton candy, which is what I got, donut, which was all pink. She said it was like vanilla cake inside, and cake and like cake ice cream. And then they had Nutella, salted caramel, and one other one. Her husband got the Nutella, and he said it was delicious. And then the girls, they didn't even get bars. They all got ice cream cones, like waffle cones. And then Alex got, we were like, let's get 2 different ones and try them, because we both wanted the donut or the cotton candy. So I asked the girl, I was like, which one's your favorite? She was like, cotton candy. I love cotton candy. So I got the cotton candy. Alex got the donut. He liked the donut better than the cotton candy. I liked the cotton candy better than the donut, so it was perfect how it was, but they were all delicious. But can I just tell you, I could not get over this. I said it like 3 times outside, and Alex was like, I mean, enough already about this. Did you enjoy it? Like, that's all that matters. These ice cream cones were like $10.50 each. I was like, we just paid $20 for 2 ice cream bars. Like, that is ridiculous. I just was like, oh my god. So anyway, but they were good, and I'm glad I told Alex on the way back, he was like, he goes, you keep on talking about how expensive they are. I go, I need to open an ice cream shop in Miami. Like, that is ridiculous. $10 for an ice cream. And the girl at the counter, I was just like, now how much are each of these? And she was like $10.58 or something. I was like, excuse me? I was like, I need to open an ice cream. Is ice cream really that expensive anymore? Or is it just in Miami? I don't know. So anyway, but when we were walking back, I said, you know, if I hadn't had that ice cream, I would have wanted it. Like, we would have gotten home, and I would have been like, damn, the one thing I didn't do, because I feel like we've done everything on this trip, you know? We went to Ultra Music Festival. I feel like both hotel rooms we have used the hell out of. We've enjoyed every area of the hotel room, you know, like, we've just really used, but the hotels, we've used, like, done everything at the hotels, the coffee shops, the pools, the beaches, I mean, we've just really, you know, the patios. We've like really like done everything down here. Went out to dinner every place, went to South Beach, Ocean Drive, went to Lincoln Road, went to the Gianni Versace place. I mean, we've done so much down here, you know? And it's been really, really nice. We've had such a fantastic trip. I've listened to an audiobook, got an audiobook done. You know, I've watched some shows, and it's been a fantastic trip. It's just been a really, really good trip. And I feel like going home, this trip was needed for me in a way that I wasn't aware that I needed. And I already talked about this on my drama channel, so I'm not gonna, you know, have that whole conversation over here, but I feel like I didn't even know coming on this trip. Like, I've known it for like 6 months, right? That I needed to leave a lot of negativity behind, but I didn't really know how to go there. I also didn't know how to like step into this new part of my life. Remember when I was talking about this last year, you know? I didn't really know how to step into this new part of my life where I'm just like, this is Peter living the best life he possibly can after the accident, accepting that that's what happened. You know, I didn't really know how to go there. I could see it, but I didn't really know how to do that, you know? And I still have remorse and guilt. I still wake up every day and I think about it, right? I think the phone call helped me so profoundly, but it's like it happened and I knew it, but it wasn't like connecting yet. And there was a moment at the music festival when there's a song by David Guetta called Listen. If you want to look it up, listen to it, it's great. And I love it, it's one of my favorite songs. And I just like started bawling during this part. Martin Garrix song too, but Listen. And I was like, it is time to step into this life that you've seen for yourself for so long. I don't know that I thought on this trip, I don't even think that I conceptualized that us coming down here or whatever, like this would be so transformative. Like, this vacation has been so transformative for me in so many different ways that I feel like going home, I'm leaving. You know, I'm a believer in never closing the door on the past nor forgetting it. And obviously, there are a lot of things that have happened in my life that I will always remember. And it's important that I remember them. You know, I was talking about the accident. Somebody suggested, I think it was Tia, because I think Tia reached out to me and said, maybe, I think I hearted it. She sent me the message and she was like, I hope I didn't overstep. And I was like, no, not at all. And then I was like, what she never overstepped, so it was easy for me to say that. Now I think it was, she suggested that maybe on the anniversary every year, I do something in remembrance of him, you know? And I was like, I really like that. I think that's a fantastic idea, you know? But, you know, and being given such grace, I'm kind of talking about two different things. I don't really want to say, you know, like, obviously one is the accident and my feelings associated with the accident. The other thing is negativity, and I'm not getting into that. But with the accident, I feel like I was handed such grace by his mother that if I don't live the best life that I possibly can, then I am, and step into that and be like, wake up call, Peter. It's now, right? Like, that doesn't mean that I forget. That doesn't mean that I'm not remorseful, you know, or that I don't feel guilty. But like she said, it's also like I don't torture myself for the rest of my life. I can't change it. I can't go back. I wish I could, you know, every day I wish I could. But I feel like if I don't heed those words and listen to what she said and step into that new life, then it's like I'm almost not really paying homage and I'm not being respectful to the grace that was given to me. And it's time for me to do that. It's time for me to step into that. And I think I can do that. You know, I think going back I'll be able to do that. And I didn't even know that this trip, it was like having the conversation prepared that for me, but then I was just still on the front porch. And then like coming on this trip and dancing in the rain and having such peace and serenity, and I just was like, it's time. It's time. You don't forget it. You don't ever leave it behind. It's always going to be with you. You know, that's why I always say, you don't ever move on. You move through the pain, but you carry that with you. I'll always carry that with me for the rest of my life. But I can't live in it for the rest of my life. I can't. And I don't, And I honestly don't think that anybody involved would want me to do that, you know, from what I've been told. So, and I can't, and it's a waste if I do. So it's time for me to step into that, and I think I'm ready to do that. And I think this trip allowed me that. It allowed me enough moments of pause to realize it's time, you know? I don't know, like, and I'm not going to get into this because I said I'm not going to bring it up, but just like, and I haven't talked really about it over here in reference to the video that I did, as far as like leaving, and I'm just going to call it the negativity, but leaving the negativity behind. I don't know what snapped on me on this trip. I really don't. I think it was like what I said in a video like 2 weeks ago about like, I have this amazing life. Like, literally people are teaching courses to be able to have the life that I have and do what I do online, right? And I'm like consumed with all of this, right? And it's like, something just snapped at me one night. I was like, I'm done. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know? And again, I'm not being grateful. You know, I am somebody that believes in God, and I'm not being respectful of what I've been given. Whether that be life, vacations, a relationship, a marriage, friendships, Boo Radley, you guys, being able to make YouTube videos, whatever. I am not being grateful for that if I'm consumed with this. And something just snapped at me, and I was like, I'm done. And you know, somebody commented on that video and they go, oh, you say this all the time, you'll continue to do it. I don't know, I hope not. I mean, I might, but I hope not. I really do, you know? And so, two really positive things that I didn't even expect from this trip are happening, you know? Like, I feel like it's almost kind of like I can see myself, like, stepping off the plane into Indianapolis and, like, closing the store behind me, right? Like, I'm able to do that now. And I haven't been able to do that for a really long time. And I just want to say, through whatever, you know, and I want to say this too, I don't, you know, as far as the accident or loss I've had in my life with, you know, people I've lost or what I've gone through in my life or whatever, like, those are things I've lived through. Those are lived experiences. I'll talk about that when I feel like I need to talk about it. That's like one freedom I felt like she gave me, was that it's also my story and I can talk about it when I need to. So I'm not going to stop talking about it, but I also don't want to be consumed with talking about it. I feel like I've said everything I need to say, unless I'm having a day where I just can't get out of it. You know, I don't really know what else. Like, I feel like there's been a lot of days like that where I have filmed anyway and hit it because I felt like I couldn't talk about it. I don't feel like that anymore. I feel like if I need to put out on the community tab or the Vloggerinas group, I'm having a tough day today, I'm just not filming. You know, or if I even need to get in a vlog and just be like, you guys, today's a tough day. Like, I'm in my head and I can't get out of it. I can do that now, you know? And I don't know what it was about this trip. It was like, everything was kind of like laid in motion. It was like, when you go back, I'm already so fully aware of what an absolutely fucking amazing life that I have. You know, no matter how simple it is, like, I love my simple life. You know, I joke and I say it's boring sometimes. It really isn't. I love my, it may seem funny or foolish to other people, but I love my shows. I love my naps. I love spending time with my dog and my husband, you know? I love talking to my neighbors and driving around with Caroline on Cousin Fun Day and going to meetings with Tanya and watching movies and TV shows and listening to audiobooks and I love taking my walks all of a sudden, you know? And drinking a cup of coffee and all that kind of stuff and trying new coffees and I mean, I love all that, you know, and making a London fog late at night, watching a true crime documentary. I love all of that. And it's time for me just to, like, I know all that, right? Like, I say that enough in videos. It's now time for me to step into that unapologetically and just live it, you know? And make videos and have fun making videos and not being concerned about it, you know? And all the rest. And So yeah, so this trip has been really, really cathartic for me in ways that I never really, really expected. So I'm watching Shameless, the television behind me, as I'm talking about how grateful I am, and it's literally like two people screwing on a couch, and somebody just beat him up, and then he came in. I don't even know what's going on. This show is like out there. Tanya loves this show, and she's like, oh my god, Alex is gonna love it. She's like, Peter, she's like, it's a lot. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I mean, if you watch it in context, you understand what's going on. She's like, but it's a lot. It is a lot. There's a lot going on, and it's like right behind you guys. So anyway, yeah, and I'm really excited about like the pool opening and getting my front patio ready. You know, it's so funny because I didn't even think about it till I came out here, and somebody made some joke about it, which I want you to know, like, I think at first this person they commented back and they said, oh, thank God you thought it was a joke. Like, I hope people aren't at the point where they feel like you can't joke with me in the comment sections because I'm going to take it so seriously. I can handle a joke. I'm past that. You know, like, I'm not as sensitive as I was maybe a month ago. I mean, I'm a sensitive person, but I can handle a good joke, you know? But when somebody was commenting about how I call the balcony out here a porch or a patio, I don't know why, but it's so funny. And I said this last night, the battery stopped. I said this last night in my vlog that I was telling Tanya, I said the same thing to Tanya, and it's so funny now because, like, obviously our front porch, which is really a patio that somebody else pointed out, it's like concrete. I mean, it's just concrete, right? It's not a balcony at all. This is a balcony, okay? I don't know why I keep on using those words interchangeably, but I said something the other day in a video. God, it wasn't on a vlog. I can't remember what the word was I used. I mean, the buffoonery of this word that I use. I get words wrong all the time. What was I saying? It was something so funny. It wasn't because I still say Mandela effect instead of Mandela effect. But it wasn't that, but it was something like that. That, like, in my head, like, I heard it. Like, it was so, like, and people, like, I didn't even notice until, like, and I watched my drama videos back, until I read the comment, somebody was like, oh my god, I'm living for the way that you said this. And they're like, yeah, he doesn't even know that, like, he got it wrong. I don't half the time. It's so funny. I don't, you know? But I love those comments. Those comments crack me up. But I just want to say, you know, and I'm sure, listen, I mean, you know, timestamp this right now. I'm sure in the next month or 6 months or a year, I'm going to have several, you know, breakdowns on video and cry and scream and cuss. I probably will, you know, I'm human like everybody else, and I don't know, maybe it's not a good choice to show those things, but I do. I hope I don't, you know, I hope I'm past that. I hope I'm past that, but man, I might. I'm not going to act like I'm a perfect specimen, you know, but I do want to say this, that, like, speaking of comments, one of my favorite comments that I've ever received, I mentioned it in several videos, was several months ago when I was, like, in my standing up for myself era, which was, now in retrospect, what I realized was just this very painful, aggressive, kind of shouting, cussing period that I needed to go through, because I really had never stood up for myself in my life. Like, I needed to go through that, right? But somebody commented on one of my drama videos, and they said, I feel like we are watching the evolution of Peter Monn on video, like, in real time. And the reason why I love that so much was because ever since I've come back, like, more in the last year since pancreatitis, I mean, I've always just kind of, like, shown who I am. Like, here are my cards, you know, they are what they are. But, like, especially since pancreatitis, I just think I've been, like, if I'm yelling, I'm yelling. If I'm crying, I'm crying. If I'm laughing, I'm laughing. Here's who I am, you know? And I think it has been the evolution of Peter Monn in real time on video, you know? And, I mean, I was, like, some video came up of mine the other day, and I was, like, watching it, and it was from, like, September, October, or something, right? And I was like, ugh, like, I was like, I don't get, you know, I was, like, cussing. I was like, ugh. But I know I needed to go through that. Like, I understand how that was hard for people to watch, and I'm not going to make apologies for it. Like, I'm glad that people stuck around. I appreciate it. I needed to go through that. I needed to go through that to get to the other side. I know that about who I am in life. I have to go through a lot of things in life to kind of get to the other side, you know, for it to make sense for me. And that's okay. But I just want to say, you know, I've been getting a lot of comments, not a lot, but a few comments recently of people that are like, I haven't watched your channels for very long, I just recently found you. And you know, what a cool thing that is, right? That I've been on video for, I mean, this is my 8th year of vlogging. Those are comments I get on my vlogs. Not a lot, but like one every couple vlogs or whatever, you know? That I've been vlogging for 8 years, and there are people that are just now finding my vlogs. Somebody commented and said something like their husband was laughing at them because they were going back and watching my vlogs from like day one, which I lived for. I thought that was so funny, right? I don't know that I could do that. I think that would be too much for me, but hey, that means a lot to me that you're doing that, right? And so, what a cool thing that is, you know, that 8 years of like vlogging, and right now I'm specifically just talking about this channel. 8 years of, but I appreciate if you watch any of my channels, I really do. But 8 years of vlogging, you know, this is, well, 7 full years and now 3 months. This is the 8th year, 7 years of vlogging, right? And there are new people that are still coming over here and finding it. And then there are those of you that have been here from the very beginning and have stuck around and have watched every vlog I've ever posted. And then there are those that have been around from the beginning and have watched some and missed others, and you catch it when you can. And there are those that have been around and left, you know, disappointed or disgruntled or upset, and then gave me a second chance and came back and found me again. And, you know, we don't always agree, and we don't have to, and that's okay. That's the real world. But whether you're new, I'm going to start crying, whether you're new or whether you've been around from the beginning, I just want to thank you so much for allowing me the privilege of sharing my life with you, and for me to be able to be who I am on video. I feel incredibly grateful for that, you know? I get asked a lot, you know, because like people in my personal life know about like me being bullied when I was growing up, and I'm actually a very quiet person, and like unless I'm around a lot of people that I know. And so people in my personal life will be like, I think it's so bizarre. Like most people in my personal life do not watch my videos. They don't, you know, they know what I do, but they don't, like, they might watch a video here and there, like usually like a review video or something like that, but they don't know the drama, so they don't, you know. Valerie watches almost all my vlogs. Nikki watches my vlogs. Probably Nikki and Valerie watch more of anything than anybody. Tiny doesn't really watch any of it. Tiny probably watches more other people than she does me. You know, she's like, I talk to you every day. Why do I need to watch videos of you? Alex doesn't watch any of it, and I don't really care. You would think like something like that would upset you, but it doesn't upset me at all. I totally understand it. In fact, it kind of makes it, it's kind of weird for me when like Alex is watching one of my videos and I'm sitting right there, like makes me uncomfortable. I don't really like it. So, but he rarely ever does that anyway. But you know, most people in my life, you know, don't watch my videos. It's surprising. Like every time, like Melissa will text me and she'll be like, "Oh, like I'm watching a review of this. Like, how was it?" And I'm like, "Oh, it was really good." You know, like watch the review and see what I say. You know, but it cracks me up like when people in my personal life, like Caroline doesn't really watch any of my videos. She'll like send, like if we do a video together, she'll send it to some friends and stuff like that, but she doesn't really watch them either. Her son watches a lot. He and his girlfriend watch a lot of my review videos. But like, I know people that are YouTubers that get real upset that the people in their personal life don't watch their videos. I almost kind of discourage people in my personal, like, I don't know, like it's my outlet. It's my way of, you know, like, just, I don't know, you know? I mean, it wouldn't bother me if Alex watched all my videos, but maybe that's kind of bizarre in its own. I don't know. Maybe that would surprise people, but I don't care at all, you know? He like, every once in a while when I'll come in, like he'll have one video on, I'll be like, "What are you watching? Like, why are you watching one of my videos?" He's like, "Well, I wanted to hear what you had to say about this." I go, "Well, you could have just asked me, you know?" It's always a review channel. I don't know why. But, you know, people in my personal life will be like, "You're so shy. You have like such bad social anxiety." Like my friend tonight, I was just talking to her about this. And she was like, that we went to dinner with, and she's like, we were talking about, you know, have social anxiety and stuff, and she was like, isn't it hard for you to talk to a camera or something? I said, you know, people ask me that all the time, but no, it's like I always feel like I'm having like a one-on-one conversation. Like in my head, I'm constantly always like thinking about one person that's DM'd me or one person that's commented. Like I feel like I'm having a conversation with just you, just one person out there. It doesn't feel like I'm having a conversation with like 2,000 people. It feels like I'm just having a conversation with one person, you know? And people are like, I don't know how you do it. Like, how do you do it? Like, other YouTubers will be that understand the process of, like, filming a video and sending it off and having it edited, right? Like, that get that? That's what the majority of people do. So when people say to me, oh, yeah, but Peter doesn't edit, the reality is most people don't edit. I mean, I'll be honest with you, one of the only people that I know that edits, like, seriously edits videos, is Dustin Daly. I mean, he like lives for it. He loves to edit videos, and he's very good at it. He's very, very good at it. But like, I mean, most YouTubers, like I would say on our level do, but people are like, I mean, he loves to make he's always like, let me make a thumbnail. I said, Dustin, as soon as I throw up a Dustin Daly thumbnail, people are gonna know I did not make it. Let me just have my shitty thumbnails, okay, you know? But he is so generous with the thumbnails and stuff. I really appreciate. I mean, he hasn't made me a thumbnail in forever, but he's always offering. And but you know, like, it's interesting. Like, even YouTubers will be like, I don't even know how you film like 4 to 7 videos a day. Like, where do you get the energy to talk that much and blah blah blah, whatever. And then other people in my personal life that don't really get like how many videos I'm filming, they're like, I just don't understand how you talk to people. Like, you just turn on the camera and you just talk. Like, where does it come from? Like, I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, well, I couldn't turn on a camera and just start talking to somebody. Like, I don't know how you do that. And the reality is, after 7.5 years of doing this, I mean, I'm coming up on my 8th year anniversary of being on BookTube. It will be May 11th. I don't know how not to. Like, that's the reality. I don't know how not to be on YouTube or some kind of social media filming videos, wherever that ends up being, if, you know, YouTube goes down, which I don't think it's going to anytime soon, but I don't know how not to be. I love it. And I feel so blessed to have you guys out there. And I think, like, the thing that, I've shared this a couple times, but the thing that I think would surprise you, that means the most to me, right? It's like, if you go through my drama videos, there's a lot, like today I did Jaclyn Hill. There's a lot of comments about Jaclyn Hill, but the majority of the comments are like, I referenced Go Ask Alice, literally in 20 seconds of the video, okay? There's probably 5 or 6 comments about Go Ask Alice. I love the fact that somebody knew about that book. Somebody even commented, and I didn't know this, I was like, I gotta look into that. Somebody commented and said, wasn't that book like, it was supposed to be an autobiography that they found, but what you found out later was like propaganda from the LDS Church? I have never heard that before, but you know I'm going to be looking into that, right? And it's just like, or like I'll do a vlog, you know, and like, I'll talk about like some candy bar, and people are like, oh my god, I used to love those candy bars when I was a kid, and or I'll talk about lip gloss or the cherry gloss. I mean, people comment on like just the littlest details, and the fact that it is so much for me, like literally just sitting at a table with a friend of mine having a cup of coffee, and we're just sharing pieces of our lives, and you guys share back in the comment sections about the smallest things. What a blessing this life is. I have a, like my old sponsor used to say, I have a life beyond my wildest dreams. I literally do, you know? And to not step into that every single day with gratitude in my heart. He's watching Way From Home. Oh, season 3, episode 7. He just paused it to go to the bathroom. Season 3, episode 7, that's where he's at. But to wake up every single day, and of course we're gonna have down days and stuff like that. I can't, every day I'm not gonna be like, ha, you know? But I have the tools to get there, you know? But to wake up and not be full of gratitude in my heart for the life that I've been given, the life that many of you have given me by watching my videos, that you've given my husband, you know? I'm able to travel all over and work from anywhere in the world because I can film videos from any balcony, from any hotel, you know what I mean? Or from my front porch. And, you know, about a year ago, I stopped filming with a ring light, or last summer, I started filming outside. I haven't pulled that ring light out since then. And nobody seemed to care. When it was too cold or too loud, I just through the camera on the table, the bed, or the footstool, the end of the bed, you know, for vlogs, or stuck it behind the headboard and filmed in my bedroom, and I don't know when that ring light's going back up. It might never go back. Nobody seemed to care. Nobody said, well, Peter, you were using a ring light. I mean, every once in a while, people are like, I miss that chair I used to sit in, but not very often, you know. This is an unbelievable life that I have, and I am so incredibly grateful for it. I'm so grateful for all of you guys, and new, or I don't want to say old, new or old friends, new friends, for all of you that have been around for whatever amount of time, thank you for giving me this life. I'm so grateful for it. My husband is so grateful for it. I mean, every once in a while he'll just be like, you like the coolest life. You like film videos and like talk to neighbors and go to the pool and stuff. And I'm like, I know, it's like I have a cool life, right? Like I listen to audiobooks, and you know, it's like, I was talking to somebody the other day and they're like, how do you come up with ideas for videos? I'm like, I literally have like a list of 100 videos. Like, I have so many, like, I loved show and tell in kindergarten. I think that's why I love to do like the halls and all that kind of stuff. It's like, I love doing that, right? You know? And maybe that seems boring to some people, but I like doing that stuff, you know? And I'm sure to some people sitting on a patio, balcony, or porch is boring, but I enjoy this, and this is fun for me. And to know that so many of you cook your dinners or clean your house, or, you know, drive around listening to it, you know, taking your kids to school or going to work, or, you know, go to sleep at night and listen to me or watch my vlogs. Like, I don't think you really know how much it means. I say this to people when I talk to people individually, but I don't think you really have any clue how much it really means to me that you've allowed me to be part of your life. You know, I haven't said this in a while, but I used to say this a lot. There are 60 seconds in a minute. There are 60 minutes in an hour. You know? There are 24 hours in a day. And there are 365 days in a year. We don't know how many years we're going to be here. We don't know how many days we're going to be here. But when you break it down that way, right? And you say a vlog of mine is 45 minutes, let's say, or an hour, or half an hour. And you give me 30 to 45 minutes of your life, whether you're cooking at the same time, or driving around, or doing your makeup, or going to bed with your partner, or listening to me, or whatever, you're giving me you're handing me part of your life by choosing to listen to what I have to say or watch my videos. Don't take that lightly, who we give our time to, you know? That was something very valuable I had to learn on this trip. I already knew it. You know, there's a difference between knowing something and being ready to do something about it. You know what I mean? Have you ever been there before? I've been there a lot of times in my life where I knew something, I knew what I needed to do, I just couldn't make the move. I made the move. It was time. I was giving those seconds, minutes, hours, and days to the wrong people. That ain't gonna happen no more. And I am so grateful that you guys have allowed me to be part of your life. We only have one. And the fact that I get to live the life that I have, and that you guys have allowed me to be part of your life, and you share personal stories with me, and you reach out to me, and you share with me all these things that you're going through in your life, and sometimes I respond, and sometimes I don't in the DMs. I just want you to know I can't get to all of them, but like I read them. I read every single one. And the personal things that you guys share with me, and like the things you're going through, and people share with me issues of addiction through friends or family members or spouses or parents. People tell me about loved ones they've lost, or pets they've lost, or they colored their hair, or they bought a book because of me. Somebody commented and said they bought the Lisa Jewell book because I was talking about it. You know, I guess I am an influencer, I don't know, you know. Or, you know, people share with me that they're going through really tough times, a breakup, or illness, or waiting for a loved one in the hospital, and they're listening to my vlogs, and they'll be like, listening to your videos got me through that. Wow. Wow. That's a compliment beyond measure. But it's all because you guys listen to me and you allow me to continue to make videos, and I feel like that's a privilege that you give me, you know? I wake up and I say this in my cameos all the time. I wake up and I get to do something that I love every single day because there are people like you that watch my videos. And if people weren't watching my videos, I used to say, well, if there are only 5 people watching my videos, I'd probably still make videos. And there's probably some truth to that, but I don't know that I'd be filming 4 to 7 videos a day. And I don't know if there are only 5 people watching this vlog. I'm just being 100% honest. Maybe 3 years ago. Today, if there were only 5 people watching my vlog, I don't know that I'd be filming 45 minutes to an hour every day. I just don't know that I would, you know? I don't know. Maybe I would. I hope I would. I love the channels that I have some people that I watch, you know, and like Bunny and Kay at Bitchin' and Eatin', and they do these live streams for like 3 hours, and there's like 12 people in there, and they're like live streaming for 3 hours, and did I say 12 hours? No, I said 12 people are in there, and I'm like, and when I come in, they're always just like, oh hey Peter, how are you? They're so nice. I love them so much. I love that. I hope that I would, you know, I hope that if there's only 5 people watching these vlogs, I keep them, because it's always been about that to me. It's always been about the passion and the love, you know, and I feel, especially more recently than ever, it kind of has been through periods of my life. You guys have always been the net that has caught me when things have been really tough in my life, and I want to say thank you. And I think a lot of you know that I've been really struggling in the last 6 months. I feel like I'm on the tail end of that, and I'm coming out of it, and I've set some pretty good boundaries, and it's time to step into the next part of my life. And a lot of that is because of you guys out there, the love that you've given me, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you. It's a really cool thing. It's a really amazing life, and yeah, thank you. Thank you. I don't know what else to say, you know. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, I'm gonna get off here. So I hope that you guys are having well, it's Thursday going into Friday, so I hope that you're having a magically amazing Friday and a fantastic beginning to your weekend. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over, or your week or your weekend over if you need to, whenever you need to. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but don't tell anyone, just do it because it's the right thing to do. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much you mean to you. Like I always say, you might be putting a smile on their face. You might be putting a smile on their face. You might be changing their day for the better. That was like real quick, wasn't it? You might be putting a smile. You might be putting a smile on their face. You might be changing their day for the better. You might be the only phone call or text they get today, you know, and you might be their happy moment for the day. You don't know. And also, be kinder to one another. Love one another a little bit more. Most importantly, be kinder and love yourself. Be kinder to yourself and love yourself a little bit more, because if you're kinder to yourself, then you will be kinder to others, and if you love yourself more, then you will love others more as well. And for all of you out there that have treated me with such kindness, compassion, love, overwhelming acceptance, on and on and on, I just want to say, whatever you're going through in your life right now, turn those words that you have given me, and those times that I have had it tough, all those heart emojis that you've sent me, all those blue hearts, butterflies, all that kindness that you guys have sent me, turn it around and send it to yourself. If you can care about somebody out there that you only know through a YouTube channel, then you sure as hell can take care of yourself as well. And we need to start taking care of ourselves. And whatever you're going through right now, trust me, you're gonna make it through the other side. You're gonna be okay. You're going to. And I'm sending you lots of love and lots of positivity. All right? And I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye. Love you.